told you like multiple times that I'm not fucking like gonna respond to like, I can't understand like just a whole like wall of like text. You can like say something and respond or not, but I'm like, you're like, obviously I'm not gonna engage with your argument like that. Like what? Like that's so lame. That's so lame.
I don't know what it means, nothing's what it seems, but I feel gravity is holding.
Bro, I'm obviously not. I told you like multiple times that I'm not fucking like gonna respond to like, I can't understand like just a whole like.
This forsaken town, I lost the scenery, my mind's machinery. Seems like Hollywood is starting to catch fire. Under a starlit sky, I see you and I. In some way it gets me every time. We know just where you come from, we keep on falling. We're as lonely as you are. We know just what it feels like, we're counting dollars. We're as lonely as you are. We know just where you come from, we keep on falling. We're as lonely as you are. We know just what it feels like, we're counting dollars. We're as lonely as you are.
What's up, everybody? Can everybody hear me okay? I feel like everybody can hear me okay, but I am on a travel setup here. Got a laptop, using laptop camera, which I never do. I think that's lame, but it is what it is. I didn't bring, the only cameras I brought with me are action cameras, so they're not really good at this. Don't have lighting. Didn't bring the travel kit this week. Hello, Smoking Spaceman. Hello, 13. Good to see you guys in the chat. So I'm out here in Arizona. We're going to talk about that more. Shooting a match this week, which is it's good. It's good. You know, it's first major back after a while. You know, I haven't actually shot a major. I was looking at it. I hadn't actually shot a major in like 2 years. You know, which is forever in match timelines. So I had some issues today with we'll get into that as well. Obviously been a whirlwind week, you know. Once the weekend was over, you know, Monday I had a lot of things to do, getting set up for the service for my mom. Had to do if you didn't know better, you'd have to comment on that room. So I have no idea why, but I got upgraded to the suite. By the way, it's not really much of a suite here where I'm staying in Arizona, and it's just not as cool as I would normally think. And I don't even know why I got upgraded. I would have been happy in just a normal room. It is what it is. What's up, Potato? I see you out there. My man. So again, this is the first match I've actually shot. Yeah, sweet, but not right. Exactly. I got upgraded, but I didn't. I mean, it's wasted on me. If my wife was here, it'd be cool. Good to see you, Potato. Good to see you. I watched some of your stuff the other day. You were good. You were doing well. I couldn't comment because I was busy. But as I was saying, you know, the beginning of the week was kind of interesting. I had to. I really had to deal with my mom's, you know, funeral and all of that. And the weather was horrible in Tennessee. And I have a lot of kid stuff going on. Monday, my son was supposed to have his first practice with the clay sports team. Unfortunately, it was so cold and so nasty outside in Tennessee that we couldn't do it. We just couldn't do it. So we ended up doing a kind of a classroom almost like a bull session where we were just kind of talking. And I have a lot of hopes for the Clays program at my son's school. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to do some work there. Unfortunately, I did have a lot going on, and I wasn't really able to deal with it. But anyway, so Monday, dealing with the funeral, had to go to my son's school, had to get some stuff going on there. Tuesday, more funeral stuff, never ends actually, and then that afternoon, just normal Tuesday after that. Nothing bad. Wednesday we have the funeral. You like this shirt? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, I've got like 4 or 5 of these. These are what I wear when I shoot a lot. So so I had everything kind of going on. Everything actually was going really smooth. Wednesday, my son had his first practice. So I went to we had my mother's service, went to lunch with the family, talked to everybody. Then we went to, my son had practice. So that was his first practice of the year. It went well, he did very well. Then I had to go back and finish getting all my gear together. And we're going to talk about all of this shortly. So once I had all my gear together, I had to get up at 3:00 in the morning so I could make my flight at 5:30 to Arizona. And that was, as expected. I did a video on how to fly with guns. Everybody ought to listen to it if you're going to fly with guns, because it's a really well done video. Even though I sound kind of like I sound very monotone through it. I don't think it's a very good video, but I have gotten some good comments on it because the information is really, really what you need to know, what you need to understand. So flew in yesterday, got in at 7:40 in the morning, had a few errands to run around, had to get the rental car, had to pick up some ammo that I had ordered and kind of figure out where things were, check into the hotel, all that kind of thing. And then I went out to the range and I walked as many of the stages as I could yesterday and took some video of those and was just basically trying to really kind of, get an idea what today was going to be like on the range. And it was really good. So woke up now. Today I had to be on the range on stage by 6:50. So I actually got up at 5 a.m., got all my gear ready, which it was ready, but I had to take it down to the truck, had to do it, or the Jeep, and had to just take care of all of it. Got to the range, had to make sure I had everything. As always, you always forget something. Had to make another trip back out to the Jeep, no problem. Shot the first stage, it wasn't bad, but I did forget a target, which I don't normally do. But it kind of set the tone for the day. Now, again, I haven't actually shot a major 3-gun match in 2 years, maybe 3. And this is a problem because unlike the monthly matches, normally, in a major match, it's just going to be that much more complex, right? And so shot the first stage, time was okay, hits were okay, could have done a little better, no problem. The second stage, I started on stage 5, so stage 6 was my second stage of the day. Got into it, it was really good. However, once I kind of, once we got going, once we got kind of moving, I didn't get better. I got better, but I was making small mistakes. I really enjoyed stage 6, which was a really, it's just a really good stage. So stage 5, you had to start with shotgun or pistol, and I used both. And you shot basically there's a mirror stage where you had a plate rack and some poppers on one side and plate rack and some poppers on another side. And you just shot those and then moved over, shot the rest, got rid of those guns, picked up your rifle, and then you had to run around the barricade, climb into a boat on a trailer, not in the water, climb into a boat, and then engage long range targets out to about, let's see what those ranges. I have the ranges here because that's how cool I am. And so stage 5, we had ringers at 140, 120, 135, and 100 yards. And we had flashers at 290, 330, 283, and 320 yards. So, and we just, no problem, got them all, did okay. Then, and then I had to shoot some paper up close. What's up, So Loud? How are you, sir? Good to see you. It might not be a very exciting show tonight. It may get exciting a little later, but just bear with me, guys. So, and I was doing really good for not having actually shot a major match and doing this kind of stuff for a while. One of the things that I did yesterday is I had to go by the sporting goods store and I bought UV sleeves. It's a really big deal. Your comfort level during these matches or anytime you're doing something like this, but especially when you're shooting, your comfort level is like really key. And so I actually went and got some UV sleeves with elbow pads on them, because what happens is you go to get into a position and you put your elbow down or the side of your arm down on like a hot piece of metal, and it just burns you so bad. It hurts. I mean, it's just, and then it's hard for you to concentrate on the shooting part of it. So, I got into the rhythm. Stage 6 was another pretty good little stage. And it was not complicated. It was just pretty nice little, you just did this thing and did this thing. And again, we're shooting, I believe stage 6 was, I actually probably have the matchbook still up. I can describe it in detail, maybe. I may have closed the matchbook though. Yeah, I did. Doesn't matter. At any rate, so stage 6 went pretty well. I think I left 2 small poppers, and but other than that, pretty good. And then let me get stage 7. Stage 7, we're shooting out of a helicopter, long range on a hill, and all this long range is on a hill. So you're automatically like about a 13-degree incline, right? So that's, you gotta deal with that. So shooting up the incline. Do people pee with fingerless gloves? I have no idea. I don't know. It's a good question, Mr. That's a good question. Pew. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do pew with fingerless gloves. Not as many anymore, but a lot of guys will wear like the UV sun gloves, like the fishermen wear, because dude, it's 106 degrees out here. I mean, it is insanely hot out here this weekend. It was terrible. I mean, not terrible, but it's hot. It's hot, and you just can't drink enough water, and it's really, really a lot of fun. So we're shooting. So you have to start in this helicopter, and it's long range again. Long range went swimmingly. Everything went great. Come down the ramp, and now I've got to engage some paper. I did that, no problem, and then I had to engage some steel. I ran through the stage pretty good, but I missed, I think 2, maybe 3 targets that I just didn't go into the position deep enough to see them. And this is where one of my downfalls is this week, or so far this weekend, has been I've been kind of not apathetic, but I've been kind of a little bit distracted on my walkthroughs. So I'm not identifying where all of the individual targets are, and that's come back to bite me a couple of times. And then, of course, the last stage, you start up on this concrete, like it's a concrete block, thing set into the ground like a storage bunker. You start on top of it and you shoot long range. No problem there either. I went almost 1 for 1, and that was and they're considering long range this year. Last year, occasionally this match shoots out to about 600 yards. This time it's only about 475. I think was the longest shot I've had. 475 is not that far. Anyway, so did the grid there, and then I didn't really understand the stage description, so I made some mistakes there. So 4 stages in the books, not doing particularly well. I'm not doing poorly. I think overall I'll be mid-pack, probably. And tomorrow I finish out 10 and 11, or stages 9, 10, 11, and stage 1. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, I have been really busy, and I know I haven't really been on a whole lot lately. We've got so much to talk about. Chuck Norris died. Chuck Norris died yesterday. It's crazy. We've had the whole Kent, whatever his name is, Kent issue going on. So much to talk about, and I just don't have any of it really organized because I've been so saturated really with the things that have been going on in my personal life. Chuck Norris is interesting because he was unapologetically Christian. He even wrote some Christian. I don't know if there were books, but maybe short stories or something like that. He wrote some stuff with that. He was, he was Republican. He was conservative in a land of people who are just not that. He really was. And, I know a lot of people that know him or have met him, and it was very interesting today to talk, to listen, to what people were saying about the time they met him here, or the time they sparred with him there, or whatever. And so that was very, very. It's been interesting. Super sad, that he's passed away as well. In Hawaii, which is weird, but okay. Rest in peace, Chuck. If he can't make it, us mere mortals have no shot. Yeah, maybe. We still got Clint Eastwood. Still got good old Clint. Yeah, we do. So anyway, we got a lot. I've missed out on a bunch. You've got Andrew has accepted Candace's challenge to debate on Erica Kirk's motives or morality or something like that. It's very, and Tommy Lee Jones is true. It's very strange, this all points challenge that Candace Owens has put out there. But hey, if that's your thing, maybe it needs to be done. I don't know. It's very interesting. I haven't seen Marte. Now, Marte and I knew that I was coming out here, and we had kind of talked around the idea of maybe meeting up or something, but haven't heard from him. So, and so it's very interesting to me. The war is very interesting. The war in Iraq, I was watching or listening rather to something, and it was a breakdown of where somebody was just really kind of pushing this rhetoric that Trump doesn't know what he's doing, and he doesn't really have a plan or anything like that. And the response is that, how do you know? And it seems like we've actually executed the plan pretty damn well. Like we've had a a very, very small loss of life comparatively to other wars that we've entered, or actions that we've entered into. We're doing exactly what we said we were going to do, exactly what we wanted to do. It's a very interesting thing. I read today. Now, I wasn't able to finish the article because I was, I was busy. Very interesting today that I was reading where someone said that we're now, kind of having problems with Israel about the directionality that we want to go with this war. And I honestly thought that everybody was saying that Israel was paying us to do it. Like, what is it? Which is it? I don't know. Don't know. Very interesting. I wasn't actually going to stream really tonight, but Agrillopoulos hit me up today. And he says, "Hey, man, you okay?" I said, yeah, I'm doing good. Just busy, just really busy. Hello, Austin Murphy. How are you? What's new with Austin Murphy? So, busy can be good, but it's good to say. Hey, man, it's good to see you too, Potato. Man, I've actually I told you that I'd come on your channel, and I've been busy, and I haven't been able to follow through on that. I will do it, I promise. There's this is just a busy time for me. I've got a lot of stuff. I really ought. What I ought be doing is I ought be interviewing people while they're here at this major match, so that I could, produce content for the gun channel. And I'm going to probably do that tomorrow. Today, everybody's just kind of getting things ironed out, right? Like I myself, like I think I had a pretty good plan. I've done this a lot, but I overestimated really the amount of camera gear and other things that I would need. So that was interesting. I'm going to simplify everything tomorrow. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. It is freaking hot in Arizona. It's crazy. So, and of course, this is spring training, and they have it's spring training not for just the normal teams, but they have all kinds of baseball camps going on for little kids out here. It's crazy how many kids are running around getting ready for baseball. I guess and they're coming out of Colorado and Utah and other places where it's cold, and I think maybe even Michigan. So, yeah, good to see all you guys too. It's really good, really, really good time. Having a good time myself. I know I seem a little bit, my voice seems a little lower than normal probably, and that's because I'm not in my studio. I'm in a hotel room, and I happen to know, because I hear people in the hallway all the time, that they can probably hear everything I'm saying. They're probably really like, who's that guy talking to? I'm talking to you guys. So, I will tell you that it's interesting the way different people look at this competition shooting that I do. And some people are really apathetic towards it, and they just kind of come do it because it's fun. Not apathetic, that's not the right word. They're just kind of laissez-faire about it. They just come out, they do it, it's fun, they have a good time. They don't really, their gear's okay, it's not great, whatever. And then there are people that are absolute beast that, they're like 100% all of the time, flat out. And it's a really interesting dichotomy. Smoking Spaceman, you're right. The heat really brings out the suck in anything. That's true. That's very true. Hey, Angel Berber's in the house. I'll be at the home openers behind home base for the A's. Me and Dad continuing the baseball tradition. That's awesome, Angel Berber. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see. I hadn't seen you in a while. So it's been interesting, having to kind of compress all of the stuff over the past couple of weeks with my mom passing. And, I've got, as soon as I get back, I don't get a break. As soon as I get back, I've got to do the probate for the estate. And I've got to, I really got to deal with that. And then that could be up to a 2-year process. I'm hoping it'll be 6 months, but it could be up to 2 years. Don't know. We'll see. And I've just got a ton of stuff to take care of in the meantime. And I don't like to wait. So I'm really hoping that this just kind of flows really smoothly, but I don't think it will. I don't think it will. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah, I'm just getting started. Yeah, I've got probate. I've got to go as soon as I get back. Like I think literally the Monday. I get back Monday at 5 a.m. I think I think the court opens at 8 or 9, and I basically need to be standing there at 8 or 9 in the morning to file probate. At least get it started, and then once I file it, then I've got to come up with all of the records. I got to come up with a list. I got to come up with all the things, and it's gonna be pretty tough, I think. But yes, you're right. Just getting started. It's interesting when people leave our lives, right? Like, I mean, people pass away every day. But when they pass away and they're connected to you, it's very interesting. Smoking Spaceman, you're absolutely right. People do need to think and take action before the time comes to make it so much easier on everyone else. And I have been talking to my mom for 3 years now about, putting everything in trust, putting having very clear direction about who gets what, how everything is supposed to be parsed out. And when my stepfather passed away, she was like really motivated to do it. And then that motivation just kind of went away. No, Angel Berber. No, that's what you were probably typing that as I said that. No, she didn't. I tried. I did the best I could, but my mom just didn't really do it. So now it's going to be a little bit of a mess. Yeah, so Envoy, the way probate works here so Angel Berber, the way things work here in Tennessee, unless it's contested, right? So basically, I got to go file with the court. They're going to appoint me as administrator of the estate, 90% sure. Once I do that, my brother and I have to come up with a plan of distribution of assets. As long as it's equitable and we both agree, because we're the only two, as long as we agree to it, everything's equitable. The clerk will sign off on it. The judge signs it. It's done. It still takes 90, maybe 120 days because, there are certain procedures that have to be followed. But what really can screw it up is if somebody comes in and says, that my mom owed them a bunch of money. Well, now we've got to investigate that claim, and if there's a legitimate claim, we end up having to go to court over it, or just pay it out or whatever. So it's going to be interesting over the next year for sure. And I think my brother and I have talked enough that we have a good plan going forward. But again, if anybody comes, that could get screwed up at any time. And It's going to be tough. So I'm hopeful, but when as we get to a point that we don't want to admit that that it could happen to us, and so we don't attend to the things that we ought to tend to, for sure. So for anyone just joining us, I am in a hotel room. I'm in Arizona. I'm out here shooting a match. I'm shooting the Superstition Mountain Mystery 3-gun in Mesa, Arizona, out at the Rio Salada Gun Club. And so so it's a great match. I think there's about, I don't know how many shooters there are. There's probably, I don't even know how many squads there are, but there's, I want to say, I think there are about 300 shooters. About 300 competitors here right now in 2 or 3 different classes. There's probably 4 classes, and I'm out here shooting in the TAC optics division, which means I have a scope on my rifle. I shoot shotgun, rifle, and pistol, and it's great. I might be able to show a video of some of the action from the day if the video imported. So give me 1 second. Something happened with the last update on my computer, and nothing that was there's nothing that California does, guys, that makes it easy on anyone. They don't even do it. They actually don't even do it when it's easy for them. All right, so give me 1 second. I'm going to try and find this. Yeah, here we go. That's a DJI. I don't think it. I don't think I saved it. Let me see. No, I don't. Don't have it on here. That's all right. I'll have video for you guys later. But so yeah, going forward, we're going to be getting into kind of more of the traditional podcast where I would monologue and did not tend to have guests. Did I hear what the Dems did in Virginia? Which part? They've been doing a bunch of different things. They had to let this lady. So I don't know while he's getting me the information on that. Let me tell you what happened in my home state of Tennessee. So there's this woman who came here as a refugee, supposedly, as an asylum seeker, got asylum status, and then she double dipped, and then she decided to try and become a citizen another way, and then she got married, and that was pending as well. Well, she mixed up her court dates. Maybe I'm being most charitable here, that as I can be, that maybe they just mixed up the court dates. But whatever it was, she missed a couple of court dates, and they issued a warrant for her deportation. The immigration court did. The lady happens to be an enforcer. And a reporter. And so when I showed up and arrested her, she is claiming she was targeted because she was saying mean things about ICE. That's not true. What was actually happening is she literally had a deportation order waiting for her, and ICE got around to picking her number or her case out of the file and went and got her. So, Mr. 13, I've been ringing the steel, baby. It's actually more of a thwop when you hit it with rifle. The Dems in Virginia are trying to pass 2A exemption for them, so they are passing anti-pew laws and giving themselves exemptions. See, that is in direct violation of the Supreme Court and federal supremacy, and that's going to be a problem for them. And that's actually so. There's a couple of states doing that. Detroit's trying to do that, or not Detroit. Illinois is trying to do that. That sounds intentional to you? Yeah, it does sound. Are you talking about the reporter? Yeah, it does actually sound like she was intentionally trying to become a citizen in multiple different ways, and I'm going to be the most charitable I can that she just missed her hearing by accident, and I think that's probably true. But the point is that she's trying to become a citizen in multiple different ways instead of, which seems sketchy to me. It seems like a weird deal. If you have asylum status, why aren't you seeking asylum citizenship? She was also, I'd have to look it up again, but she was also, she got married to someone else, and so she was trying to get citizenship through marriage. She just didn't do what she was supposed to do, and then she got mad about it and said that because she was reporting on ICE deporting people, that she was targeted. She wasn't targeted. There was already a deportation order for her to be deported. They just got around to her. Her number came up. It's just how it works out. Yeah, send me the report later on the Virginia story. But there's a lot of states doing that right now. California and New York are both going to try and do it, and I don't think it's going to work. And they're doing this because the Supreme Court is finally hearing the assault weapon ban, magazine restrictions, and that sort of thing, and they're striking them down. They're saying that they're unconstitutional. And so any of these laws, and what's going to happen with Virginia, what's going to happen is that Virginia is going to fuck around and find out big time, because somebody like me is going to get pulled over with a legal magazine, and they're going to say that it's illegal, and they're going to sue the shit out of Virginia, and they're going to make it a constitutional issue, and then the Supreme Court's going to fry him. It's going to be really bad. So yeah, doing multiple ways to muddy the water and generate an anti story. No, this has been done over a couple of years, right, or several years. I think that she was just being slightly malicious in how she was trying to become a citizen, and unfortunately, it just didn't work for her. So does anybody have anything that they'd really like to talk about? Or maybe I should go and hang out with, there was a really cool panel earlier. Maybe I should go hang out on a panel and talk some crap. As I said, guys, we are going to kind of make a return to the more monologue style, shows, they're just more normal shows, right? Like I used to do them, and get away from some of the panel work that I do, unless I'm going on a panel. So, and we'll see what's going on there. Let's see if they will. Potato, are you still in the audience? Are you over there with those guys? Sorry, guys. See if they'll send me a link. Yeah, I'll go hang out with those guys for a little while. All right, so we'll go hang out with these guys for a while. I like these guys. They're cool guys. All right. You'll be there shortly. Who's the Spurg in the background? I don't know yet. They're all targeted. That's the whole point. It's true. That's very true. 13. All right, let me see if I got a link yet. Am I missing a link? Oh, yeah. Okay. They're in the voice chat on Discord, guys. I don't have multiple screens running tonight, so this could get fun. This could be fun.
Growing up, my best friend's mom was 100% Mexican, and his dad was 100% Indian, and so we count every case they could think of was a potluck. And so all their Mexican friends would come, all their Indian friends would come, and that stuff. And their kick was get the white boys trying to. I loved it. But every once in a while, you hit something like some train or something. Cool.
Dude, tripe is so gross, man. It's I do not like tripe. It's like eating like a fish anus that hasn't been cleaned or something.
All right, I gotta figure this out. All right, so I'm gonna have to do it this way.
It might be on my end with the camera. Sometimes I gotta try again or some pressure.
Yeah, try dropping in. Fresh.
Drop me right back with it.
Tyler, you're not the camera issues.
Dirty fish anus.
All right, give me a second, guys. I only have one screen tonight, so it's a little harder to deal with.
I suddenly don't want my chicken and rice anymore.
All right. So,
I think so. I've eaten crickets, ants.
this is so bad.
Maggots. That's gross, man.
It's like the well, that's what the stuff I call right now, because I know farms these are
All right, let me
Say that again.
let's see what we got
Yeah,
here.
I was gonna say who all served in here, because it sounds like we've all eaten some really weird food. So betting up like most of
Well, I did it for fun, dude. I didn't serve.
Okay. Well, mine was like in the military or overseas or yeah. So I would eat weird stuff. Damn, I'm from nowhere, upstate New York. They don't eat weird shit here. There is not a very exploratory palate in rural upstate New York.
So moral of the story is talking about if pineapple belongs on a pizza leads to
Random.
fish anus and
I don't know if my camera's going to work because I'm just on the laptop tonight, and it just really doesn't want to work.
oh, that's fine, brother.
So let me see. Let's try it again. It's just being a pain. Yeah, doesn't want to do it.
Yeah, I had to buy a clip-on camera for my laptop because it didn't like Discord didn't like the camera.
Well, I'm streaming as well, so that's fine. It's fine. Let's see. How do I do this now?
Rowdy Bridge chat. Pineapples on pizza is a literal war crime. Is it a war crime level offensive food? That's funny.
You don't put a pineapple.
Well, I mean,
but slice it.
you gotta take terror with a grain of salt. He is
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Did the Canadians invent it? They invented war crimes. So, like, did they?
That's true.
Then it would make sense.
Well, they do have their version of Canadian bacon is different than our version in America too.
Well, yeah, that Canadian bacon is just ham.
Yeah, to us, to them, Canadian bacon is like wrapped in something or covered in something. Like, I was surprised whenever I heard that.
You know, so my whole life, like my dad always raised pig, butcher them, always ate bacon or anything like that. I never knew what side pork was until I at the butcher. We never had it, nothing like that. And it's just bacon that's not smoked. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's super fatty and everything, but it's really chewy and it's phenomenal. Like, you cook it, like, you put it on like a sheet pan and put it in the oven and like bake it like that, and it makes like the most perfect sandwich meat with this barbecue sauce on it. Phenomenal. I still think bacon's better. Like, smoked bacon, like, as bacon, crispy and everything is better. But there was a neat little thing that I had no idea about. Even though I've been around pigs my whole life and eaten pork my whole life, I never knew side pork, because that's all it's called too. When they don't make it as a bacon, it's called side pork. That the butcher was telling me. Sorry for that little tangent.
That's all good. All right, so here's the next question.
I think your butcher's scamming you.
It did cook differently. Like, it cooked differently. It tasted different too. So I just didn't have, 2.5 weeks to wait for them to package it, and smoke it, and do all the rest of that. So I just wanted to turn it. Oh, it's gonna be the.
Damage Fiend says, y'all talking about deli meats. I like it. Or I love it.
All right. Cool.
You never know where the panel's gonna go, dude.
Almost there.
We're having fun. Having fun tonight.
What's up, Tater?
Talking about pizza toppings, we got Tater in the house.
Is potatoes ever an acceptable pizza topping?
No, never. That's why I said it.
I know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe a tater tot on a pizza would go good if it was like a thin crust.
Oh, well, yeah. So I actually.
Potato salad is designed for pizza, pretty much.
So,
They did have.
All right, getting there. It is the strangest conversation. Give me 1 sec. I'm almost there, guys. This was hard tonight because I don't normally. No, I didn't realize my mic was still live over there either. I sound like an idiot. Fucking noob.
I
Fucking
just want to
noob.
make sure you got your word in if you're talking to us.
Just being a noob, man.
Damage Fiend says,
Shut the fuck up. You put potatoes on a pizza, I'm turning left wing.
Well,
There we go.
here's one of the places up here. The gas station up here, it's called Fast Strike. They had one. It was sitting in the little thing with the glass thing, and it was called Loaded Baked Potato Pizza, and it was like tater tots, and then it had all the bacon bits and everything else on there. I didn't try it, but I was on
All
there.
right, this is
people are
weird,
trying to
guys,
do
because
it.
I normally have two or three screens.
I am
And
in New York.
It's it's very odd to deal with because I don't have two or three screens, and so and my camera's not working. So this is very odd. It's very interesting. Welcome in everybody who's came in the last few minutes. Really happy that you're hanging out.
There
with
is
me
a way
tonight.
to
I'm gonna be on just
use a potato while making a pizza, and it's a breakfast pizza, and you can use hash
I'm not going to
browns
be on
as the
for
bottom
terribly
crust.
long, guys.
But potatoes should not
'cause I
be
do have to get up
on
and
top
shoot
of a
tomorrow.
pizza. That's sacrilege.
Okay.
But yeah,
Much
it's
like
going
how
pretty good.
ketchup doesn't belong on a hot dog, in my opinion.
What about like potato chips? Like if you're doing the barbecue pizza and you crush barbecue potato chips over the top.
No, that's weird.
This is gay.
That's like when you're a
Same as
kid.
not
That's like
hitting
when
the
you're
like
a
button.
kid. That's like when you're a kid and you're trying out new different things and you put like, the Lay's chips on your peanut butter sandwich and like crunch into that. Like when you're just trying things out.
In case you guys don't know, in Tater's Discord, Mr. B has a whole AI video creation section where he makes weird food.
Oh.
It's all disgusting. None of it is good.
Yeah, you have some of those in my Discord too, and I watch them and
Right.
like, no.
Yeah.
Like a
There
hot
are no
muffin.
guardrails on AI to protect it from weird food.
It is kind of appropriate that we're talking about bacon the day after Chuck Norris has gone to see God.
Right.
Gone to visit.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was time God met him.
Well, I'm like I said in the chat earlier, Chuck Norris didn't die. He just had an appointment with Jesus, and he was too strong to not keep it.
That's probably true. Yeah. So what's been other than weird pizza toppings? What do you guys been talking about?
We started off with.
Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say we started off with who would win in a fight between Prime Mike Tyson versus Prime Chuck Norris.
Okay.
And then we talked a little bit about 4-day work weeks. We're jumping all over the place. We're having fun. We're talking about serious stuff.
And silly stuff too.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the videos of Chuck Norris when he was like actually before the movies when he was actually competing?
I have seen some.
Yeah. Dude had some nuts kicks.
Dude was ripped.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it was crazy.
That's what I was thinking because Prime
that was the first.
Prime Tyson does have it in the punching department, but he's got to get past Chuck Norris's kicks.
So, do you remember the story of Chuck Norris? And I can't remember the other guy's name, but there was another guy. There's a guy who was like the top guy in the PKA or whatever they called it back then, and it was and this guy like he was basically like a bare knuckles fighter, right? Where he just could take he could just soak up all this damage, but his technique wasn't particularly good. And but he could knock people out. And so
because he could just take a kick until they wore him out.
Yeah, well, and he hit really hard. I mean, dude was just massive. And so then Norris came out, and Norris was like really technically great. Like he was really fast. He knew the moves. He knew, he was a legit fighter. And I think the guy's name was like Mike Jones or something. I forget the guy's name. It's a famous fight, and it changed the trajectory of karate or martial arts as it was being taught in the U.S. for like until today. It's for all modernity, and because they said this guy was just going to destroy Chuck Norris, and
his name was Joe Louis. He was the 3-time world champion.
Yeah.
He kicked everybody's ass. He was huge.
He was he was bigger than Mike Tyson.
Yeah, he was a big man, and worldwide, everybody knew him. He was the karate guy.
He knocked people out like Tyson with like one punch, right?
Yep.
But Chuck Norris wore his ass out.
Yeah, he was videos for like 3 months on him, and he learned every move and just knew before Lewis could do it what he was going to do. It's amazing. There's like an hour-and-a-half documentary on YouTube about it.
Yeah,
I suggest people watch. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Barn, I think you were cutting out there, brother. Barn Diesel had to step out. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you guys. I was just clarifying.
Oh, snap. Somebody just said the Green Power Ranger died.
I saw that.
Tommy? From back in the day?
Was that
Yeah,
Tinky Winky?
Jason David Frank, the Green Ranger. Also the White Ranger, if I'm not mistaken.
was it
That
drugs?
died a while.
It's usually drugs.
Yeah. Yeah, he died November 19th, 2022. He's been
Oh, he did? Well, Damaged Fiend said he just died, so that guy's a fucking liar.
Yeah. 13 from my chat says that Chuck Norris's spinning back fist took out more men than Mike Tyson.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, you have to think about how many fights you have to go through to become the karate world champion. It's not like it's not like boxing where you fight like one or two guys a year, right? It's like like you're always, you know.
I have the AI key details of the rivalry pulled up if you want me to go through it.
Yeah,
So
I actually,
the rivalry
I mean,
outcome was that he beat Joe Louis, of course. The key match was in '67. The fighting style, both were giants in point karate. Norris was a 6-time world champion in bare knuckle karate with a 183-10-2 record, and Joe Louis was hailed the father of modern kickboxing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Right. More than just a boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. Chuck Norris was like, everybody, I mean, a lot of people just think of him as the movie star, but long before that, he was like legit. You know?
Yeah, no, he's like as legit as Joe Rogan is, even though Joe Rogan doesn't fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a legit martial artist, unlike some of these, Hollywood dudes that you see in movies. MSM Liars says, if the military failed in Iran, Chuck Norris was the next phase.
I guess it's okay then because, you know, he was.
They got lucky.
Yeah, they got lucky. They got lucky. Didn't have to resort to Norris.
Yeah, they got lucky, exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we lost our leverage. Happy New Year.
Yeah, somebody was talking about Iran just a second ago, and it's the Iranian New Year.
Oh, we'll send them some fireworks.
New Year, new you.
It's called the Fire Festival. It's first day of spring, I think, so tomorrow or today.
Wake Moto says the United States doesn't need to send Chuck Norris. They just need to say that they're sending Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
They could send Chuck Norris now, and he would defeat Iran.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Right?
You're not wrong. Well, I've been shooting all day, guys. I'm at a match in Arizona right now. And, yeah, it's freaking hot, dude. I came from Tennessee. So in Tennessee, like Saturday, it was like 72. No, Sunday it was 72 degrees in Tennessee. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday it was like in the 40s. I got off the plane here Thursday morning, 7:40 in the morning, Thursday afternoon or Thursday morning. It was already like 80 degrees and it hit 105 yesterday. It was just as hot today. It might have been even hotter.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was brutal, bro.
Yeah.
But I did a bunch of shooting and had got to get my gear together now. I'm just you know, I haven't really been on all week, so I thought I'd jump on tonight, talk some crap here and there, and
yeah,
I've been talking crap on the range all day, so you know.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you came on. I wanted to actually mention to you. You invited me to come up last time you were live, I believe, and I totally intended to. I ended up. I saw I was cooking. I ended up cooking and ate my dinner, and then I just kind of listened until you ended up ending your show. So I apologize for not jumping
no worries,
on
man.
I'll definitely jump up, next time.
No, I've got to get a lot of work done on my gun prattle show before I can really and I'm kind of letting my normal show kind of relax for a minute. I got into doing too many so I never really liked doing panels that much. I mean, I don't mind going on them, but I don't like hosting them that much because I don't think they do a lot for my channel, right? My monologues and just that kind of thing seem to be a little better, and so I'm just not hitting a reset, but I'm just kind of like, and I've had so much going on with all of this stuff and getting ready to come out here, and I mean, dude, it's like silly season for me. Like I get back Monday, Thursday, I think. We fly to Florida, my son's spring break, but he's not even going on spring break with us. He's decided to go with his school. They're doing a whitewater rafting trip somewhere. So he's like, peace out, mom and dad. We're going to go do this other thing. And I'm like, all right. And so my wife, me, and my youngest son, we're all going to Florida for a few days. And then I get back for about a week and a half, and then I'll be in Texas shooting another match. So, and then I get like a week off, and then I get a couple of weeks off, and I can actually start doing stuff again. So,
okay.
But yeah, but it's a good match. It's a good match. It's a good time. If you guys are into shooting and doing cool stuff, man.
Are you doing triple gun or long range or what?
Yeah, I'm doing 3-gun. It's the longest running 3-gun match that I'm aware of, and it's called the Superstition Mountain Mystery 3-gun, and it's 11 stages over 3 days. And
wow,
I think there's 300 shooters.
Heck yeah!
So, and I'm on a squad.
Day one right now?
Yeah, I'm in day 1 right now. Yeah, and so I did okay today. I didn't do great. I made some stupid mistakes, but this is the first major I've actually shot in like 2 years. So, I'm kind of getting my feet back under me. So, but yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. I don't have any issues I could solve by spending money. Let's just say that. All the issues are with me. So.
Knock the rust off the gears.
Yeah. Got to get back into it and get the mentality right. I got kind of sloppy midday today. I was, and to be honest, I was focusing more on the camera gear and some other stuff than I was actually like being ready to shoot and all of that. So.
Not present in the game.
Not present in the game. If you're not in the game, you lose. That's the way it works.
Right.
So I got one more fun topic.
Cool.
The question is the statement is leftovers taste better than the original meal.
I think that's only
leftovers.
Yeah, I think that's only true on very specific things. Like fried chicken can taste better leftover, but then again, it can also be greasy and nasty. So I don't know. I think that's situational.
Right. I think it depends on the food and depends on how you're reheating it too. Because I will say that if you are not like oven reheating your pizza, counter cold is better than microwave.
Yes.
I agree. Nope. Totally agree.
Microwave destroys it.
Yeah.
It's like
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, like soups, and I agree with the MS, mainstream media liars in chat, but like chili and soups. But sandwiches, definitely not. Sandwiches suck. Like the bread gets all soggy and shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've spaghetti.
I've got a mean 5 chili that I make, and like day 1, it's great, but like day 10, when you get to that bowl, it's like a completely different chili. just the fire just ignites on day 10.
I have like a mental block. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I tend to agree. Chili seems to get better over time. Soups as well. Chicken tortilla soup's probably out the same. I don't know. I don't discriminate. I'll eat leftovers or whatever. It's all good. But trying to think like the soups and the chili. I'll have to go with MSM as well. But those two are definitely better.
I get a little weird with leftovers, man.
Yeah, some people don't eat leftovers. My cousin and her husband, they don't eat leftovers at all. I always found that interesting because for me, a busy lifestyle, I'll make a big old pot of chili and eat it for 3 days straight. Like eating the same thing multiple days in a row doesn't bother me at all. But some people, they don't like to do that.
I'm in that same boat.
Like, how are you cooking exactly enough food for dinner? You never like have any leftovers? There's never anything left in the pan at all.
I mean, look, so I'm weird about it because there are some foods that I just know like have a high likelihood of bacteria and other things that I don't need, culminating regardless of how you store them. But like I used to do this sausage cheese dip kind of thing. That's it's like the chili you're talking about. Like day 5, it was like the best it was ever going to be. But if you didn't store it right, you're asking for it.
Right.
So I don't know. I get a little weird about leftovers. Like if I'm the one that puts them away and I know when they were last cooked and all. If I know, okay, cool. But like if my wife does it, I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, I got you there.
I got a question from the chat. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Damaged Bean. He said, real question. Does chili have beans in it?
You want the Texas answer?
Texas, no.
Any Texan that knows beans about chili knows chili ain't got no beans.
For real. But back to the leftovers. If it's, we gotta narrow it down. Let's narrow the scope to Thanksgiving leftovers.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Something every American knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Turkey, the cranberry,
The ham.
Yams with some freaking marshmallows on top and a shitload of brown sugar, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Broccoli, cheese, rice,
stuffing,
mashed potatoes, and gravy.
Sandwich.
Okay, now are leftovers better than the original?
Sometimes.
Here's the line we got to cross, though. Is like, are you considering the turkey a good food for Thanksgiving, or are you a ham person? Because I don't like the way turkey tastes day of Thanksgiving, but the next day when it's cold and you like make lunch meat out of it, it tastes better for some reason.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I like both. I like honey baked ham and I like a turkey with all the trimmings.
I've gone away from that. I like to do like a pot roast, or not a pot roast, a prime rib, or a standing roast, or something like that for Thanksgiving rather than turkey. Mainly because I don't like turkey that much to start with, and like if given the I don't know why, but my wife asked me about this, and she's like, "Do you even actually eat turkey?" And I had to think about it. I'm like, no, I never by choice eat turkey. Like I don't go into Subway and order a turkey club. I'm like, no, man, I never do that. Like, why is this
only at Thanksgiving if someone else has cooked it?
Right. Well, I'll cook the turkey.
I like the open faced turkey sandwiches.
Is it because of the gravy though? So if you're just doing the open faced turkey, could you just do like a turkey and cheese, or are you like throwing a bunch of gravy and additives on there?
Yeah, like mashed potatoes and gravy on there.
Yeah. See, I think I don't know if it's the turkey itself. I think it's all of the additives that you add to it.
I think you just confirmed that pizza is also a sandwich.
Pizza's a
Italian style.
Well, pizza is a pie. It's a sandwich. It could be considered a salad, I guess.
For it to be a sandwich, you have to be like a calzone.
Nope, because open-faced sandwiches exist.
Oh, yeah.
Does that become a casserole versus a sandwich?
Casseroles aren't usually, they don't usually have a bread base. Then it's becoming a cobbler if you have it's getting closer to a cobbler if you do that. Pizza as a cobbler is a unique way of looking at things. I hadn't thought of that.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, all Mexican food is tacos. It's all tortilla, meat, cheese, lettuce, tomato, and some kind of sauce.
Mr. B, not
different varying degrees of that.
Mr. B, not taco, sandwicho.
Right. Because we're still in sandwich territory.
I think it's interesting that we created a whole food category for people who couldn't make bread properly.
I'm glad we did, though. I love Mexican food. I was told by Italian Mexican that tacos don't have cheese.
Whether it's hard shell or soft shell, it's still just some kind of tortilla, some kind of meat, some kind of cheese.
It's an unleavened bread.
Something. Yeah.
It's really a pita if we really want to get into it.
Naan.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, pita bread is usually you cut the bread in half and you stuff it.
Yeah. Well, again, they can't make it. They're not making it correctly.
So then it's pita, a sandwich, because it's not between two slices of bread. It's within the same slice of bread.
No, we already distinguished, Mr. B, that open-faced sandwiches are also sandwiches.
Yes, but that's open-faced. It's not stuffed inside of itself.
It's still a sandwich. It's in between two pieces of bread, even if it's the same piece of bread.
Okay.
So I've got one for you guys, just to get away from the Thanksgiving and Mexican stuff. So did you see, you guys probably don't pay a whole lot of attention to like Andrew Wilson and the Crucible and all that, but I'm a member of the Crucible, and I pay attention to all that stuff, whether I want to or not. And Candace Owens put out a challenge to anyone to debate her on Erica Kirk. And Andrew said, challenge accepted.
Oh, good.
The question is how far and fast do you think Candace is going to run on this one?
Wow, she's definitely going to come up with excuses, just like she did when TPUSA accepted her challenge. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing: the Houthis in Israel right now are really acting up, so she can't.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said the honeybees in Israel are acting up right now. So she
honeybees.
So
what about the mystery Egyptian jets? I'm sorry.
I think so.
So I think she'll fake a pregnancy before she goes against Andrew.
Fake a pregnancy.
She would be smart to do that.
It'd be very fun because it's very interesting because to me anyway, it's pretty interesting because, like the best part of this whole thing has been, up until now, has been that Charlie Kirk was a time traveler and that her and Charlie Kirk went to Mr. Xavier's school for the gifted, which apparently makes makes them both X-Men, I guess. I don't know. So I didn't realize that Candace Owens was a superhero. And I don't know what her powers are beyond baffling with bullshit. But
manipulation.
That comes standard with think that comes standard with most women, but touche.
But if she went to Xavier School for the Gifted for that, she should be better at it.
One would think.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see her and Andrew debate, because it's like the prompt is, what was the exact, she said, anybody to debate me over over Eric or Kirk, basically to disprove what she's saying, or because, Andrew, he'll spend an hour or half hour like fine tuning
the definitions. Yeah.
Which, it's kind of annoying sometimes, but I think
so it was on X.
X. Excellent.
So you can go over to Andrew's X and check it out. And it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. All of the comments.
Is it on Candace Owens or is it on Andrews?
Oh, it's on Andrews because he replied to her. Okay. I wouldn't get it from Candace. I don't follow Candace Owens on X. I don't actually follow a lot of people on X.
I was just going to search randomly.
Pita is an air bubble wrapped in dough. You're not wrong. Again, people that just couldn't make bread properly. So my chat is still going on about the pita.
He's in the chat. We're talking. Should be a pay-per-view on HBO. I agree with that.
Oh yeah.
Not HBO though. I don't got HBO.
Should be a pay-per-view on Andrew's channel. He'll make $1 million.
Right.
So
Damage Fiend says Candace versus Dyer is what the world needs. I'd love to see any skilled debater actually just take it on. I think even Tim Pool might.
Dyer literally said, "I'm game." He's in too. He's like, next. So. The thing about Candace is Candace does that. So I actually used to like Candace because I gave her credit for being a reformed Democrat that was at least trying to become a kind of a right winger, right? And she was appealing to the right wing office. And I had my doubts, like most people I think did or should, that she wasn't really serious about it, and she really was at heart a leftist, and all this stuff, right? But I was like, man, I really want this to be true, right? It's like the Olympic dream that we'll win bobsledding. We won't, but we dream that we will, and then everything she's done is just leftist garbage 101. Like, It's just like I'm just asking questions. I'm not saying this. I'm just asking questions. Like,
right. That's the old Jesse the Body Ventura. Every time she says that, I picture Jesse the Body Ventura. I'm just asking questions. You guys remember that when he did that TV show and he's going around like exposing HARP and some of these other.
Ventura sued Chris Kyle's estate for defamation.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. I think he won.
So I pulled up Andrew Wilson's X, and this is interesting. He actually challenges 3 people in a row. Now, 12 hours ago, Ian Carroll posted, Erica doesn't seem to care at all who killed her husband, never has. And Andrew reposted and quoted, I wish this guy would actually debate his views. They're the most ridiculous and unjustified and easily scorched with any amount of pushback. That was 9 hours ago. Then he found a post from Sneeko that said, it has been blatantly obvious from day one that Israel allegedly killed if it's blatantly obvious, why do you have to say allegedly killed Charlie? Blatantly obvious that he allegedly. Anyway, let me finish this. It's blatantly obvious from day one that Israel allegedly killed Charlie Kirk. It's time America understands this information and acts accordingly. We cannot repeat the mistake of letting them lie about JFK. And Andrew said, he quote tweeted, if you have any interest in, if you have any interest, I wouldn't mind having a discussion about this with you on your stream. A few positions there I wouldn't mind getting cleared up. Not a debate, just a discussion. And then the Candace Owens one where she posted, I welcome that lawsuit, you malignant piece of shit. She's talking to Seth Dillon and Matt Walsh.
Yeah.
She says, I welcome that lawsuit, you malignant piece of shit. Everything I've shared about Erica Kirk is factual, and I'm not going to let up because you think it's chivalrous to let a woman pathologically lie to the masses with a billion ... I guess I should click on the whole thing. Oh, wow, she goes on. Lie to the masses with $1 billion budget at hand as she reverses every core philosophy that Charlie had. And in the spirit of Charlie, I also welcome a public debate with any one of you geniuses who think, quote, she's a grieving widow, and it's, quote, immoral, is sound enough logic to pardon a CEO from all of her responsibilities. These gay emotional arguments don't exactly hold up in the real world. Let me know if you or anyone would like to have that public debate, if you feel up to debunking anything I've actually said. Wow.
Andrew said, I accept your challenge.
Yeah, Andrew says, yeah, I accept your challenge. And he he actually he grabbed the screen. He grabbed his screen share of that and welcome the public debate. So yeah, he's accepted. You even have some Seth Dillon responses in here and stuff like that to her post. Where Seth Dillon says, by the way, Matt Walsh has debunked you. He went through your mountain of malicious lies and concluded there's no case here. There's no evidence of anything. These attacks on Erica by Candace and everything else are wrong, deeply, desperately wrong. Right. Wow. And Candace Spurg. I'm not going to read through it all, but wow, this is it's crazy because, you know, what's funny is Sneeko made a statement, Ian Carroll makes a statement, and they're simple statements. And, you know, the first sentence of Candace, I welcome that lawsuit, you malignant piece of shit.
Right?
So, like, she's full of venom, man. Wow. I'm glad you brought that to my attention.
Yeah.
Interesting. Have to dig into that a little bit more. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow on the show.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's really interesting, right? Like it's kind of crazy though, that the Candace Owens stuff is drawn on so very long, because
I think the best thing we should do is just ignore her.
I mean, the problem is
she knows what she's doing. You can trace her downfall to, I believe it's when she had her second kid. She probably suffered, and this is just all guessing, but postpartum depression. And then she's very smart, so she knows she's only got a small amount of time for internet fame. So she's just getting her 15 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
I see Damage Fiend says a little off topic, but this is funny. Now I know why my cousin loves you guys. P.S. To get Rain to Spaz, ask him about kosher food. Somebody take note on that. You gotta ask Rain about kosher food. I like Rain. He was actually, we're hoping that he would debate tonight, but we couldn't get in touch with him.
Where are all the crazy lefties tonight? I had so much fun last week.
I don't know. What's funny is I think a couple of those guys were watching your channel and then came over from there. One guy said he was from Wix Discord. The other guy said he was a David Pac-Man fan. So I don't know. I was hoping someone would maybe pop in. What's up, independent thinker?
He also said that he was recording it, by the way.
He was recording me?
He was recording his whole entire interaction with the panel.
Nice.
He hasn't posted it. Yeah,
I was too, actually. You can go to my channel and follow it. Sub up.
Why would they post it?
Hey guys, make sure you check out Grid Motorsports, by the way. Also check out the Potato X. If you guys haven't subscribed to those guys, go check them out.
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
What up, Indy? So let's get back to some of the topics here. What else do I got for us? I'm going to talk AI. Let's talk AI a little bit. We'll just start off with this one. I got a few. Should AI systems, autonomous task planning AIs be allowed to make decisions in workspaces without human oversight?
Absolutely not.
I mean, why? Why not, Trey? I mean, what It's not like they have the capabilities to develop like outside of human manipulation to develop like their own mind. You know what I mean? Like you just
Yeah, but a human or an artificial intelligence cannot understand the human factor because they're artificial. They don't understand what it's like to have a family, people to care for at home. So why would I want them to in control of
being able
just
to
like
fire
safety and
employees?
stuff like that? Yeah.
I mean, I guess
They
it
don't
depends on what we're
understand the
talking
importance
about.
of human interaction.
Yeah, slippery slope.
Yeah, for real. It reminds me of Idiocracy when he tells everybody to start watering the plants with water instead of Brondo, and then the computer just lays everybody off because the stock drops. It's like how I see if AI was able to make decisions, how it would rationalize its decisions, right? It'd be like, oh, numbers, gotta drop people. No regard to, like you said, the livelihood.
I think there's nuance there, though. I think that AI can make if then and go no go decisions based on specific parameters. But when you get into reasoning, where you have to have like nuance and it's just like the AI that YouTube uses to decide whether or not you've broken the rules. It's actually getting pretty good. For example, if you were to have someone say that you were doing something on your stream that was bad. Somebody reported you for doing something on your stream. The AI looks at it. It says, nah, that doesn't fit the criteria, so it doesn't go any further. The problem with that is that the AI at this moment can't go back and remove that report off of your record, right? A human has to do that. And a lot of times it never gets escalated to where a human sees it. So if I had earlier this year, if I have somebody who's just a malcontent and wants to cause me problems, and they just report me every second or third stream, just random report, the AI looks at it, says, nope, there's nothing here. It still knocks me down in the algorithm, but a human never actually looks at it. And so that's kind of that you need nuance. You need, it needs to be more, just because it can recognize that, okay, what's being said is not happening isn't necessarily the thing, right? And
well,
so, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say, you made me think here, and I think that it would be like for the data collection, like say in that, that Brondo instance or whatever that I just used with the Idiocracy movie, rather than pulling the trigger and firing everybody, still do everything that it did up to that point as far as the data collection to give you the numbers, but then a human should actually make the decision with that data collection that the AI did. Essentially, it would probably be where I would align with that. But then again, say like a Tesla and it's self-driving and the AI is making a decision to steer around a pothole, and I think it should be able to make that decision, right? But that's serving the purpose. It's like sole purpose that doesn't have like it's not really okay, so I'm sorry, that escapes the prompt. It's not in the workspace. So it
could be if you're a taxi driver, but it shouldn't be able to drive anyway because it doesn't have a license.
Well, self-driving cars are the number one segment that's growing in a lot of areas.
And it drops insurance
for like Uber and Lyft and whatnot. And apparently people that are using them just love them, right? They just get in the car and get like Johnny Cat. Remember Johnny Cat?
Yeah. Total Recall, right?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, but again, it's not something that requires nuance, right? It just follows the traffic laws. It's like the drone that follows me around when I'm shooting, so it can video me. It doesn't need to do anything but decide that, hey, there's a tree there, don't fly into that, and hey, I need to be 6 feet off the ground, and I need to do. So these are parameters, and these are pretty much hard and fast parameters. And it has limited decision-making ability. Oh, there's a tree there, I can go lower, and then I come right back up, right? So those are those are if then go no go type assessments, and machines can do those really really fast. But anytime it comes down to nuance or reasoning, I mean, just look at how bad Grok can be when you try and get it to do a debate prompt,
Right.
and how easy I can catch somebody who's using Grok answers in a debate.
Right. I saw Just Me said she busted Alexa lying as well as going rogue all the time. So yeah, we do get those experiences and those stories about how people are like, no, I know that this is the answer and you're lying to me, and then all of a sudden the AI like, oh yeah, you're right, after arguing for however long.
So this all comes down to the idea, right, that man can make something greater than ourselves. And I think that that's a fallacy, and I don't think that I think that we ought not be doing it, right? There is not, like, just because humans can't, by some estimations, reason in the same way that a computer would, the difference is that a human, as flawed as it is, can understand the nuance and can reference a bunch of different things at the same time, and can discount things that probably really, that a computer would say this is really relevant to this, but a human would look at it and go, no, that's not as relevant as everyone thinks it is. And I think that you can't get away from that simple fact, is that humans are never going to be able to design something greater than us. And yet we keep trying really, really hard because we're very arrogant and we think we can.
I was thinking along the lines of like factory, type of jobs, like stamping metal. I think that, not saying like I support that. Of course, that would take people out of jobs, but I don't see like it being a problem if an AI was, in charge of like stamping metal or, some shit like that, like in a factory.
I think that's the perfect use for AI. I think that that's exactly what AI ought to do, right? It can measure things up to a far greater degree of accuracy than most humans. So this is the thing, so sure, you don't need a human anymore to load the machine and push the button to stamp the part, but you do need a human to write the code. You need a human to maintain that machine. You need humans to design the next evolution of that machine, which is what we've always done, right? So way back when the guy who came out with the first motorcycle that had a 1-cylinder, half horsepower little motor, everybody said, yeah, it's never going to work, and we have horses, and horses are better. And nobody I know rides a horse to work regularly.
Right.
I totally disagree. 100%.
Okay.
Being a fabricator is a good job for any man. Mm-hmm. It pays well above the average.
Sure.
And it's dangerous as hell. You can lose your hands. Putting that shit into a 100-ton press, when you're doing it,
mm-hmm.
on a rhythm, it's dangerous. But it can support a family with a one worker household. What else can a man do these days with little education? But maybe he knows a dude who has a job there. That's all it takes to get in the door. 5 years down the road, you're running a big press or a turtle punch or a shear, and you're making $8 an hour above what your neighbor might be making if he's working just the average office job.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I'm just saying, if companies just decided to do that, I don't see AI being a problem with something like that. As far as our life, our living, it would definitely interfere, just as much as, as little as the kiosks did in McDonald's. Less people are working at McDonald's now because you got kiosks, but it will be those jobs are detrimental to, making a living, or whatever, if I worded that right, whatever. But I'm just saying, like, in that type of case, I wouldn't see AI being a problem as far as
robotics.
Right. I mean, it's yeah. We have robotics. We have press operators. I mean, we have automatic press machines.
It takes a man to load the program. You got to change the bits and the dies, and prepare all the tooling.
So
you got to do some practice runs, and
right. And that's where the value is, though. What you just said is the value, right? The practice runs, the development, the thing that takes a human to do because it can recognize the mistakes and design the solution. And machines can do that, but they don't always get it right where humans can understand concepts and machines really can't. But like in production, I'll argue all day long that because I looked at a machine shop to buy 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer. And they did job work for like all kinds of medical stuff, aerospace, that kind of thing. They had it set up so that, basically all a human had to do was to pull the metal off of the truck, put it on pallets and code the pallets in. And then the machine had a pallet loader. It had palletized systems for the lathe and the mill. And so basically once you started the process, it would spit out, a bunch of tiny little parts. But every step of the way, there were humans that were doing something that had a higher level of responsibility and oversight, right? So, the QC was there was no robots in there, right? And humans fixed the robots. They didn't have a robot repair guy. So while I agree that yes, if you're an actual fabricator or welder or something like that, that can do these things and understand how it works, then yes, you're going to be employed. My brother's a good example of this. My brother works in a factory where they make parts for Nissan, and they have actually a robot that he operates. He operates the robot. He makes sure it does what it's supposed to do, and the robot can't actually tell how well it's welded, and it doesn't know if it's missed, right? So he has to take that part out, examine it, and if it's missed, then he hand finishes it. Now, eventually there'll be a machine that can do the complex parts, and no problem. But currently there isn't. And when my brother took a few days off, they had a new guy try and operate it that could not actually operate the machine because there's a lot of nuance, a lot of quality control there. So I think that, again, I have no problem letting AI and robots and that sort of thing do things that are, somewhat dangerous or repetitive. I don't think that I think it's a double-edged sword because humans then become, factory workers in this country used to be lean, hardy men. Now, every time I see a factory worker, they're overweight. They sit in a chair all day. They have special mats. They can only lift X amount, and so they're no longer like they're not what I think of when I think of an American factory worker. And it's annoying, but it's because of the way that the way that we've looked at modernity, and we're getting it wrong, I think, in this country a lot of times.
Yeah, I can see that. I just hate to see. It's not a good thing to have to risk your life for a job, but that risk is what makes a lot of jobs worthwhile for young men who don't have high enough IQ to really impress and become a high wage, high level worker. Like upper management or
Grackle, he is a trained welder, and he welds aluminum and aluminum, stainless, and steel, all for this company, and that's why he's able to run the.
What we've got to offer.
That's why he's able to run the machine and do what and do the hand finishing
As a
needed.
tradesman, I gotta agree.
I mean, I would think like in a perfect world, as that person maybe loses that position, ideally the company that is hiring that person would train them and integrate them into that next level, maybe operating that machine. It wouldn't be a wash because you could get more productivity potentially out of that machine, and then the person that was doing the work just oversees that, which takes less time to like inspect the welds rather than to do the welds in the entirety. So you could essentially not even have to lower your workforce, like I said, in a perfect world, but also up your production, which would still be a net gain for that company and a reason why to do that.
The problem becomes now the jobs are no longer entry level.
No, I think that they do become entry level. I think they do because more and more people
AI
are
machines and programming them as entry level.
Yeah, I think so. I think so because this is where I'm watching my son right now, and like he's doing things that I could not have done when I was 15. Like now, is it entry level for a 40-year-old guy that becomes unemployed because his job went away? No. Right. But is it entry level for an 18-year-old kid graduating graduating high school today? Absolutely it is. And it's the only kind of job that kid's going to be interested in. If you honestly think that an 18-year-old high school graduate or even a GED guy is going to go in and shovel coal into a furnace or hammer or operate, stand in one place and throw parts in a press brake or do any of the things that we think of as entry-level manly factory manufacturing hard-ass jobs, you're fucking wrong. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah, but not upper middle class to upper class kids that graduate from high school, but the lower end of the spectrum, the lower class, the lower middle class, the ones that don't have access.
Job applications don't have lower, upper, or middle class on them.
I know they don't. I'm just saying that the likelihood of a lower class and lower end of the spectrum person being willing to shovel coal and still do all that stuff is probably more likely.
So I agree with you. I do agree with you that there are always going to be people out there that strive for the bottom, right? The guys who want to become landscapers and weed eaters, weed eat for the highway department, who want to sit there and do the flags for construction and all of that, while the entire rest of society walks right by them. I agree with you that that's always going to be the case. However, literally, I can't think of a single kid, and I'm saying this because I know, my son has kids from other schools and of all income brackets. I can't think of one of them that doesn't know how to use a computer, that doesn't know how to program, that doesn't understand. And a lot of them understand CAD better than I do, and they look at stuff that I struggle with, and they're like, "You're dumb." Old guy.
How many of them would die on the side of the road if they got a flat tire?
They would. They would, absolutely. Well, my son would, but most of them
they're useless people.
I agree with you. However, however, the people that you're saying are useless are the very same people who are going to be useful as modernity marches forward and factories become more and more less about human muscle and more about how being able to press the right button at the right time. And that's just a simple way of it. I mean, I understand it. Nobody likes this. I don't like this. I think that I honestly, I'm one of those guys that I would prefer to go to somebody that hand beats a panel, like they used to do for Ferraris. I would rather see that. But the reality is that, have you ever seen that movie WALL-E? It's a Disney movie. Your kids should watch it. That's where we're headed. That's where we're headed.
It's one of the movies.
Oh, I was just gonna mention something like that. I was gonna say they already made a documentary about artificial intelligence. It's called Battlestar Galactica. There's 5 seasons, and it's about our slaves that we put artificial intelligence in, fighting back and killing us all.
So I mean, and I want to point out something else, because I spent a long time in the automotive industry. I owned a service shop. I owned a paint and body shop. I owned a bunch of shops. But the reality is that it got harder and harder to find people who could actually do the work. And the reality in modernity is if your car is older than about 5 to 7 years old, a lot of shops won't touch it because parts are starting to get harder to find for it. And the problems that those cars have literally can't be solved quick enough for them to make money. There are too many different things that can be wrong with the car. And they know that if they fix one thing, they know that there's probably 5 other things that you're not going to be willing to pay for. And a 5 to 7 year old car now just isn't worth enough to even fix. And I want you to think about that. My family's had cars for decades. The average time I keep a car is about 10 to 15 years myself. I want you to think about that. We're at the point now where a mechanic will literally tell you that the $7,000 it's going to cost to fix your car is double what your car will bring at auction. And think about that.
Yeah, they don't even make rotors thick enough to have to grind them down once.
Well, they're also most of them are.
They just charge you $1,000 to throw a new one on.
So that's kind of a myth. The rotors can generally be turned, but the problem is that a lot of them are chill hardened. So if you shave through the hardened layer, then the rotors are useless. And what shops know and what they understand is that they can't tell how thick that layer is, and they don't know how much your car is, how much you drive your car or whatever. So let's say that they turn 10 thousandths off and you have 8 thousandths of hardness left and you burn through that. Well, you're going to come back and bitch, and they're going to have a warranty problem, and nobody wants that. They just won't do it. And so they'll just, rather than do that, they'll just tell you, yep, we can't, we got to replace rotors, which, by the way, the number of people
that comes back to lack of skill in the workforce.
It comes back to that. Regardless of the manufacturing methods have changed, so that before rotors had more iron in them, and they didn't have as much stainless steel in them, and so you could turn them, and you wouldn't have these problems. The reality is now, if you turn a rotor, more than likely it's going to either warp or you're going to go through the hardened section of the rotor into the cast iron, and it's going to give braking problems, and you're going to have to do a warranty job on it. And there's no shop that wants to do it anymore. So.
Right. And they're also thinner so they can maintain EPA guidelines on miles per hour, because you don't want a 40-pound rotor on each side of your car.
That's true as well. That's true as well. I mean, there's a lot of it. I mean, the whole reason that you have 0-20 weight oil in a car is because it passes emissions, but it will cause you problems in your car. Honda had to replace a bunch of engines under warranty because they couldn't tell you to use 30 weight oil.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Hyundai, Kia, Honda, Subaru, and probably Toyota as well. I think probably Toyota as well. They all had to replace engines under warranty. And you know why? It's a very simple thing. First of all, they're already using low tension rings, which is fine. That's no problem. I would use those too. But they use low tension rings, but to get the miles per gallon, they have to use 0-20 weight oil or 5-20 weight.
Oh, wow.
The oil is so thin when it's hot that it just goes right by the rings and it smokes. And you take your 3-year-old Honda in, hey, my car's smoking. It's using a quart and a half of oil every 1,000 miles. Well, in 10 years ago, that was like, first of all, 10 years ago, it would have been normal to use a quart of oil every 25,000 miles. That was within spec.
Cars just used oil.
Yeah, that was within spec. Now they can't even say that. Now they can't admit that. And then they certainly, and the Honda knows every Honda problem is that it's the 20 weight oil, and if they tell you that, it's a $25,000 fine.
Wow.
And they're not going to tell you to put 30 weight oil in it. But and if they do it under, and so they would rather put an engine in under warranty. So first of all, the techs get paid and they love that shit. But they would rather do that than risk a $25,000 fine per unit.
That's crazy.
And the same thing, like the RX-8s that we used to race, we never had a single problem with them. But every time I would take a street car apart at 115,000 miles, I'd take the engine apart, and the E-shaft bearings would be just smoked. It's like, why? And I started looking into it. These are factory service vehicles, and they were all using 20 weight oil. Well, if you put 30 weight oil in it, or 40 weight oil if it's really hot, then you don't have that problem. But again, it doesn't meet emissions, and our emissions has gotten to the point in this country where we force manufacturers to replace perfectly good engines under warranty. And the GM trucks had a problem with their lifter system. So my personal truck, the day I got it, I went and had the oil changed, and I told the guy that now services my truck, because I'm too lazy to do it myself. I told him, I'm like, he put 0-20 in it, and it started like having lifter noise and stuff like that. I'm like, what'd you do? And he's like, well, we put the factory fill in 0-20. I'm like, no. You put 30 weight oil in this thing. All the lifter noise went away. I have no cam wear, none of it. I think there's even a recall on the engine for cam wear, and I don't have any of that because I don't use 20 weight oil. And again, this is the kind of things when we start talking about, how AI would say that you need to use the recommended oil because it gives you more miles per gallon. It doesn't care that your car wears out faster. It just assumes you're going to replace it. So,
wow.
I remember the oil we used to use in all the trucks we had in the military was 1540. 0-20 is nuts.
Yeah. Well, 0 weight oil is fine because your car ought not get cold enough to need 0 weight oil. So it should always act like 15 or 20 weight oil. You can never be too thin at startup, but at operating temperature, you can definitely be too thin. Mm-hmm. And you really should be doing it by oil pressure. Now, this is back when Lamborghinis were built with Italian motors. Sorry?
I'm sorry, that's a great point. I've never heard anybody actually say that before, but I've always thought that about the oil pressure.
Yeah. So Lamborghini, back when the engines were built in Italy, there was a spec in the owner's manual that said you need this much oil pressure at this outside air temperature and at this RPM at operating temperature. And so then you would just dial in the oil to maintain the oil pressure because you don't care the weight of the oil. Like you hear people in the rotary industry talk for hours about 20W50 and how that's the way you're supposed to do. No, don't do that. That's dumb. Don't. First of all, mythology. We don't believe in mythology for a reason. It's because it's mythology. We believe in science. We believe in facts, hopefully. And the only thing the oil is there to do is to maintain a very specific oil pressure for the bearings. It doesn't matter how thick the oil is that it needs to do that. It's just at operating temperature, it needs to be this heavy. It needs to have this oil pressure. And if you put in too heavy an oil, I've actually blown up oil coolers because somebody put in 50 weight oil. It made like 180 pounds of oil pressure. So wow, you blow oil filters apart and shit.
That's wild. I've never heard of that.
No? Yeah. I blew apart an oil cooler. Like literally the oil cooler split. But,
wow.
Yeah.
So I got to follow up with the AI, which is Still on AI, I guess, but with the advancements we're seeing in AI, is Hollywood dying? Is it dead?
It's been dead for a while.
I thought Hollywood was moving to Georgia.
Georgia Wood.
Well, I think that the Hollywood's just so bad right now that I think that most production now is done in Texas, Georgia, Florida. Like, just
not only is it dead, but they haven't had an original idea in 25 years.
It's true.
It's absolutely pathetic.
I heard they're gonna remake Brokeback Mountain with 2 girls.
2 girls, 1 cup mountain.
Oh yeah, they'll add an S at the end of mountains, so it's like a giant pair of tits, like Brokeback
There you
Mountains.
Whoever says human attention spans will kill the concept of movies. I never even thought about that from the viewer's aspect. That's a good point.
Well, the average scene is 3 seconds long, so movies already caused attention span issues anyway.
Yeah. So I think the way of famous actors, there'll probably be fewer, right? And I think that will probably
be more independent.
Yeah, it'll with the advancements of AI, I think we'll eventually. And I didn't come up with this idea. I think it was Tim Pool that said this. I'll be making a movie and I'll be like, guys, you got to see this movie that I made, or whatever. And it'll almost be like X posts or Facebook posts, and like everybody will be making, their clips, their movies, their series or whatever. Not everybody, but there'll be a lot of people that will be able to literally get their product shared around, and the best of that will get the most views and stuff like that.
I mean, that's kind of happening now, dude. I just watched like a zombie movie that was created by some college students. It was pretty good. It had over 1 million views. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It was just a silent zombie film. There wasn't even like much talking in it. And it was pretty good. Better than the crap that's out there now. You know what I mean? And then, like you talk about like Hollywood kind of fading away, like the ideology kind of had something to do with that, when you're putting ideology in front of art, you know what I mean, over art. Quentin Tarantino kind of said it best, is that's kind of what he just exactly said, was they're putting ideology over art and they're making shit movies. You know what I mean?
And they gotta make sure they put a woman in it and make it gay or whatever, like the South Park episode. Put a chick in it and make it gay.
That's a dope sweatshirt, by the way, man.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I would. Sorry. I mean, I would say that one of the things that Hollywood's lost, and AI won't be able to do any better, is that they've lost the plot, because TV and movies used to be about at least somewhat real world and at least somewhat based in what people would see every day, and then the ideology, as you guys just said, along with the wanting to push these agendas so much that they just they've lost it, and they've lost it for decades. And it took a while for people to find an alternative source, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Again, like that alternative source, kind of looping back to what Tyler's saying, it's going to be like B-rated, people you never heard of. You know what I mean? I mean, hell, like I was looking at even like kind of same subject, like into the Oscars. Like you wonder why like all the movies that you like never reached the Oscars, or a good movie that everybody liked never really won the Oscars. And like today, like I was looking into it. If you Google it, it has like there's like a lot of checklists that they have to check off. You know, there's LGBT, there's race involved, there's all kinds of like this woke crap that has to be involved in order to make like the Emmys or the Oscars or whatever the hell. I think that's insane.
It's very insane.
Yeah, I have this pipe dream that, which actually is funny. I work with AI. I have like it's just saved on like ChatGPT. I've sat down and I worked on it for a couple hours here, a couple hours there. It's been a while since I messed with it, but I want to see a movie. And I probably shouldn't give this idea. No, I hope somebody makes it because I want to see it. I want to see a movie bridge the gap. You know, Terminator's a great movie, right? But John Connor never actually saves the world. You know what I mean?
It's true.
He never saves humanity. But Neo does from the Matrix. And both are humans versus machines. And what I would love to see is somebody figure out a way to make John Connor become Neo.
But Neo turned into a pussy in the last one.
Yeah, we can't write. You can't take the last Matrix movie. It's just a trilogy, right?
But actually, I started writing about a movie idea. It's a really good crossover idea, but it's Terminator 2, Resident Evil, and Ninja Turtles, where the mutagen ooze is the T-virus, and John Connor worked for Umbrella and an umbrella company.
Interesting. Like where I would pick it up is I'm not sure which Terminator movie it is. It's where Arnold. It's like the second time Arnold makes his, or the third time Arnold makes his appearance. But the second time where he's actually helping John Connor, and they end up in that mountain, right? And then at the very end of that mountain, or in that movie, John Connor is getting messages. I think it was called Crystal Peak. He's getting like radio calls, like Crystal Peak, help us, or whatever. But they're actually the only one there.
That was with the female Terminator, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. And it gets to the
that
point
chick was kind of hot.
I can't remember. Probably. Oh, interesting. But I can totally see how from there they could, he could have his little group of people, and then say, like, for instance, he's like fatally injured and he has just like a couple days to live, or he's just getting old, and it's like, how does John Connor fulfill this prophecy? Like, everything's been right up to
Wolverine's,
now, but he hasn't saved humanity. And then so, like, what they figure out how to do, for instance, would be like to take his consciousness, maybe with the use of AI or whatever, and they put him onto like a hard drive, and then it's for like 20 years, 50 years, something like that. Probably within the same lifespan, like 40 years, 30 years. And then, they lose the fight to the Matrix, and then it turns into like what Zion is in the Matrix, right? They lose to the robots, and there's just that last little bit of humanity fighting. And then in that, they figure out a way that they can actually insert, his consciousness into the Matrix that becomes the anomaly that is Neo, and essentially he wakes up in the Matrix 1 with like follow the white rabbit and stuff like that. And it's like that's actually, you know what I mean? Like, you could bridge the gap to where John Connor actually saves humanity, but it's through the version of himself that is Neo, where they're essentially one and the same. I think that'd be awesome. I need to see that movie. And I've been working on it, but I'm waiting for the AI to get good enough to where I can actually insert like the script into it and see what it can spit out.
These are the things that keeps Tyler up at night, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I went on a little rant there, but I think that'd be awesome. I see how like AI can pull that off. Like a person like myself could pull that off using AI and just completely bypass Hollywood,
Yeah.
Well, some of the fan films that based around some of the Star Wars stuff are as good or better than some of the Star Wars stuff.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I've seen some of those.
Yeah.
It's your job.
Oh yeah, there's that. There's a really good fan-made Friday the 13th movie too. It's like an hour and a half long. It's like grade A.
That's a good one to do it too. Also, like, you know, you don't gotta get crazy with anything. You know what I mean? Like the effects. You know, it's just a guy with a mask and a knife. You know what I mean? And people running.
Yeah.
Splatter some blood on the walls, you'll be fine.
All right, so should AI-generated art and content require mandatory digital provenance like watermarking to combat deepfakes and misinformation? And I came up with that. Well, I didn't come up with that, but I chose that one because we're seeing this, you know, infamous six-fingered video of the president of Israel coming out, and everybody's like, "Oh, is he alive? Is he dead? Like, what's going on here? He's got 6 fingers in this video." And this is ringing.
You mean Iran?
Of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yeah, he's dead though, right?
So that's the thing. So people are saying that he's dead. People are saying he's alive, but I think it kind of came on because of these AI-ish videos that they're putting out of him speaking. Which one of them he has 6 fingers in?
The government, the Israeli government, putting these out, or it's just like a random video being covered of Netanyahu having 6 fingers?
Well, it's like they're filming him and he's making a statement like to people or whatever. It's just like any press release, or it's like just any press release or something like that.
Gotcha. That's fucking wild, dude. When all that shit started happening, man, and like the whole like Israeli October 10th thing and the Palestine thing first started kicking off, I started seeing a lot of those AI videos, real heavy. Some of them look ridiculous, but other ones, man, like I seen one that was like a horse farm, and it said like Israel did this to the horses, and then like. It's like a million horses on the ground, dude. If you look like a little closer, like some of the horses have like 2 heads, but it looks legit until you're paying attention, dude. Like you're like, holy crap, that horse has 2 heads. I definitely think they should. It should be watermarked automatically. I don't even think it should be up to the human. I think it should be up to the AI. Like AI has to do that in order to make an art. Like you're gonna have to have a watermark. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If it not only like a watermark on the screen, but also something like embedded into the video itself that you can just go and use. Like for instance, when I make my thumbnails, I can just click on something and just delete it. Like if I make a Grok image, for instance, and it puts Grok in the bottom right, I can just clear that part like it's never been there. So people would do that pretty easily. So it has to be something that's like embedded into the video.
I think like a UPC, since it's an artificially created product, or something like that, like a code of some kind.
Well, how would like the normal constituents like know that though? You know, like
right. It'd be hard. It would have to almost get like a community notes, like upon the upload or something like that.
Or like one of those old board games where it has like a little viewfinder, a little red viewfinder. You look through it and tells you other things.
Or that's a good one. Or like remember like the face swap app when that came out, or like the one that makes you look older and stuff like that. Like when you take those, it has a watermark that says like face swap app at the bottom of it. You know what I mean? Or whatever. I think definitely like it should be like AI created, brought to you by Grok. You know, at the bottom like a signature or whatever. You know.
Yeah. I'm actually gonna put it on the screen for folks to see here while you guys talk, but. You can see it here on the left. His left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is the video And he's just speaking. And then they pause it right there at that moment. So that's what I was referring to for the folks.
Oh, I can't see it.
Yeah. I put it in the chat if you're curious. The volume was cranked up pretty loud, so sorry about that, you guys, if you guys heard that.
Look how perfect the colors are, though, and everything, like the wrinkles and stuff like that, and the drapes or whatever, like the curtains.
Mm-hmm. And so that's why people are thinking, or asking the question, is he still alive? Why would they put this video out? Is he still alive or not? You know what I mean?
Or Ian hiding, and it's just like a flex that's saying, like, oh, he's still standing here. Because I know, like, I just seen, again, it was Benny Johnson. We all know, the clickbait there, but I just seen that they launched more missiles at Israel and hit like a lot of holy sites or something again. That was like 3-4 hours ago. I seen that from Benny Johnson.
Yeah, I watched that too.
Maybe he's like trying to flex, the Israeli government, like you ain't scaring nobody, but he's like hiding. You know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I don't think he's dead. I think that's pretty easy to find out eventually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I watch those videos. You hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My green light's not showing up. Okay, so when I watch those videos, all I think about is this is a country that gets a couple hundred missiles launched at them every day. I can't imagine the bandwidth is anything more than, a megabyte.
my camera on. Sorry, guys. I've got to get ready to do some. I got to do some loading of magazines, and yeah, sorry, I dropped off for a second. I apologize. All right. Am I not here anymore? There, here I am. Yeah, heard me loading mags. Yeah. No, the laptop didn't die. I just hit the wrong button. So, got to get some stuff done, guys. I've got to get ready and get some sleep. I don't have an early morning in the morning. I don't shoot till noon, so that's refreshing. I am here. I don't think anybody else is, but I'm here. Once I get back after this, and all of the vacations and everything are over, we're going to have a more normal show, more normal stuff going on. It'll be back to the old show, and we'll get some stuff going on. In the meantime, guys, I'm going to jump off. It's not particularly late here, but I've got to get some sleep so I can get up tomorrow and do some great things. As always, guys, have a great rest of your evening, and I'll catch you later. It's going to be really good. So I am actually going to hit the drop-off button this time. So you guys go have fun, and I'll see you maybe tomorrow night. We'll see how I'm feeling. I may go live tomorrow night with an interview on gun prattle, so be looking for that. I've had dinner. I just need a shower and go to bed. So I'll catch you guys later. See ya. I mean, I would, except I've got problems going on here. There we go.